Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, the truth comes out slowly and as always lazy to come. That's why it seems like the lie has a lot of energy, because the lie always comes and shows up in public first. Hey, I'm here, look at me. But the truth is like lazy and wakes up late, and before does everything, comes in the out and say, hey, wait a second, I'm here. The lie already went around the world 50 times. So let's see what's going on here with Iranian drones. This article comes from the Jerusalem Post, and it's from today, November 5th, 2022. Iran says it shipped drones to Russia. Oh, interesting, right? So Iran acknowledged for the first time on Saturday, today, that it had supplied Moscow with drones, but said they were sent before the war in Ukraine. Alright, so this is half of truth coming out. Iran acknowledged for the first time on Saturday that it had supplied Moscow with drones, but said they were sent before the war in Ukraine, where Russia has used drones to target power stations and civilian infrastructure. It's true that the Iranians never said they said we did not supply Moscow with, I think that's what they said, we didn't supply Moscow with drones, but they didn't say the time frame, and now they little by little come out with more information. But let's see what's next here. Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amirabdollahian said a quote-unquote smart number of drones had been supplied to Russia a few months before Moscow's forces invaded Ukraine on February 24. In Iran's most detailed response to date on the drones, Amirabdollahian denied Tehran was continuing to supply drones to Moscow. And I'm quoting, "This fuss made by some Western countries that Iran has provided missiles and drones to Russia to help the war in Ukraine, the missile part is completely wrong," the official IRNA news agency quoted him as saying. And I'm quoting, "The drone part is true, and we provided Russia a small number of drones months before the Ukraine war." I would like to know, what do you mean small number? Small number in the context of 50 billion, or small number in the context of 100? Because if you take 100, a small number would be, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. In the context of 3 trillion, then a small number could be, I don't know, a few million or billion. So let's always put in the context, my friends. And I'm quoting what this guy said. "The drone part is true, and we provided Russia a small number of drones months before the Ukrainian war," Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amirabdollahian said. The Russian use of Iranian drones in Ukraine. Let's see. In recent weeks, Ukraine has reported a surge in drone attacks on civilian infrastructure, notably targeting power stations and dams, because they blew up the Kerch Bridge. And the Russians said, once you do that and you attack our infrastructure, we're gonna purposely attack your infrastructure. You did it? Here is my response. We told you. If you do this, our plan is this. I just let you know what's next, how we're gonna react, okay? So don't do it. Well, they did it. So what did you expect? I told you, Russians have a high, how should I put it, credibility rating when they say something. When they say, okay, we're gonna punch you in the face 3 times by Monday. If you do this and you do it, they will punch you 3 times by Monday. If they say they will give you $3 by Tuesday, they will give you $3 by Tuesday, good or bad. So it says here that the drone attacks on civilian infrastructure surged, notably targeting power stations and dams, using Iranian-made 136 drones. Russia denies its forces have used Iranian drones to attack Ukraine. I think they do use them. I think they still receive them, and but I'm waiting. Maybe the war will be done by then, over. I wish I don't think so. Why don't they just come and say, yeah, they help us? Is because Iran is going to be sanctioned? It's already sanctioned. Last month, two senior Iranian officials and two Iranian diplomats told Reuters that Iran had promised to provide Russia with surface-to-surface missiles in addition to more drones. The official IRNA news agency quoted Amir Abdollahian as saying Tehran and Kiev had agreed to discuss allegations about the use of Iranian drones in Ukraine 2 weeks ago, but the Ukrainians did not show up at the agreed meeting. And I'm quoting, "We agreed with the foreign minister of Ukraine to provide us with documents they have that Russia used Iranian drones in Ukraine." Amir Abdollahian said, but the Ukrainian delegation pulled out of the planned meeting at the last minute. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, bring the evidence and we can discuss. Provide it to everybody else. Well, they provide some fragments. I can provide you fragments if I go right now. I can make some, take some pictures and show them to you. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry did not immediately reply to a written request for comment. That's interesting. The Iranian Foreign Minister repeated that Tehran would not remain indifferent if it were proven that Russia had used Iranian drones in the war against Ukraine. The European Union last month agreed to new sanctions on Iran over its drone deliveries to Russia. So I thought that this is the way the process goes. If I come in public and I make a claim, the public would say, okay, good. Now bring the evidence. And I bring the evidence. I say, okay, the other guy says, no, that's not true. I contest that. What happens next? We go in a court of law, right, public, and I provide my evidence. The defendant provides his counter arguments and counter evidence or whatever they have. And then we have judge, an impartial judge, who's going to determine in public, based on the evidence provided and the counter statements, what the truth is. Is it or is not like that? The claim is substantiated or is not substantiated. That's the way it worked where I come from and in our civilization. Now, here we have done only this. A person came in public and claimed something. The other one said, no, it's not true. And then you have the community, the European Union, making decisions based on the claims. They made decisions to sanctions, so they took that as true. Imagine that someone shows up and said, you, I know, raped someone else. And I know, the police just comes and pick you up, and get you to jail. And you say, no, it's not true. No investigation, nothing. Or they turn the water off at your house. Retaliatory. And electricity. And don't you think, hey, wait a second, I'm innocent. I'm not proven, guilty of anything yet. Never mind. We just, preemptively turn your lights off and your water off. Is that how it works here? The European Union last month agreed on new sanctions on Iran over its drone deliveries to Russia. Where's that court case anywhere? And Britain imposed sanctions on 3 Iranian military figures and a defense manufacturer for supplying Russia with drones to attack civilian and infrastructure targets in Ukraine. Again, was it proven? No, but it did nevertheless. Would you like that kind of justice? There are countries who function by that kind of justice. I don't want that kind of justice, quote unquote, move into my civilization. I think my civilization, this kind of justice, is the way it should be. It allows you to defend yourself and not be guilty until proven that you're guilty. You're innocent, right? Well, it seems like these guys are applying a different kind of way of finding truth and justice, dispense justice. So I'm sorry we descend into this kind of bim bam bim boom boom nowadays. I'm not saying that the Iranians deliver or not. I don't know. As of now, it's not proven. That's all I'm saying. Prove it, and then you sanction, you punish. That's how it works. So far, they are not guilty. Innocent. No court of law decided based on evidence and counter arguments and all that, debate if that's true or not. So you hurt someone based on someone saying something, even showing something. The process was not completed, and you would not like to be in Iran's shoes in your real life. You would not. So then why would you agree with this, with the European Union and Great Britain making this kind of decisions based on... We know why. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.